Welcome to Dr. Mensch, the radio show that takes a real, compassionate look at mental health from A to Z. Join child and adolescent psychiatrist Dr. Gil Lichtshein. Each week as we explore topics that matter: autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, OCD, schizophrenia, behavioral challenges, neurodevelopmental disorders, and more. No stigma, no judgment. Just honest conversations, new therapies, breakthrough treatments, and real solutions for real people. Mental health is not a weakness. It's a treatable medical condition, and help is available. Join the conversation now by calling the studio at 888-994-4995, Studio A. This is Dr. Mensch, where hope and healing begin.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Gil Lichtshein, aka Dr. Mensch, here in Boca Raton on a somewhat rainy Monday afternoon in the summer heat of South Florida. I'm a board-certified child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist. My office is in Boca Raton in beautiful Palm Beach County. It's located at 7100 West Camino Real, Suite 404, and my phone number is 561-300-4052. Today, we'll last few episodes we've been talking about the New York Knicks and how they have really gone on a historic run. Well, it culminated this past Saturday night in historic fashion, winning their first NBA championship in 53 years, winning Game 5 on the road in San Antonio, where they won all three of their games on the road. They finished the postseason with the highest point differential. I think they outscored their opponents by 283 points over 19 games, and went 9-1 on the road. So they won their last 9 games on the road. They were unbelievable and interesting in this series. Victor Wembanyama, who I think is a dirty player, in his post-game media was talking about how San Antonio dominated the series based on numbers, that they led for about 76% of the time, and that was true. I mean, they had double-digit leads in every game and lost 4 of them. But in the end, it didn't matter that San Antonio, had the lead for 3/4 of the time in the series. What mattered was who won the game at the end. And San Antonio in every game, they kind of deviated from who they are. Instead of taking the ball inside to Wemby, who was a dominant force, they were just chucking up threes. Even in Game 5, they have a 16-point lead in the second quarter, and even in the third quarter, when the Knicks, got it down to 5 at halftime, the Spurs quickly, I think, pushed it up to 12. Mm-hmm. You would think, okay, just go inside. No, they're chucking up threes or shooting long jump shots, which just boggled my mind. What are they doing? But in the end, the Knicks, really proved, kind of what teamwork is, and kind of it ain't over till it's over. This kind of mantra, really exists and really is true. I have Freddie Santori here, fellow Knicks fan, talking about the Knicks, and the idea of don't give up. Game 4, where they were down by 29 points, in 9 minutes and 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and even in the fourth quarter, I believe it was 9.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, they were down by 20. But they didn't give up. They kept, playing their game, kind of chipping away, playing smart ball, tenacious defense, and, they proved that it isn't over till it's over.
Well, they have Fox in this game, in this series, which was atrocious. He was horrendous.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be coming back.
I don't think so either.
I think he's stunting the growth of Dylan Harper, who should be their point guard, and I think that De'Aaron Fox is, sayonara San Antonio. To me, I think, for San Antonio for next year, I think interesting, and they might have the space if, let's say, they trade De'Aaron Fox, and even if they eat some of his salary. But I think, an interesting, pursuit for the Spurs, and he maybe only for a year or two, LeBron James. And think about it. LeBron comes to San Antonio, even at he'll turn 42 in December, but even a 42-year-old LeBron James is pretty productive. But just imagine the teaching he could do to Wembanyama because Castle's like 22, Wembanyama's 22, Dylan Harper's 20. There's this other rookie that's off the bench that's 20. Champagne is 25. Vassell is 24. What's his name? Why am I blanking on the guy? Longest tenured Spur. Keldon.
Yeah, I know
blanking. He's I think 25 or 26. These are young. Here comes LeBron James.
Why would you want to bring LeBron into that mix? And LeBron, you really think he's going to leave LA?
I mean, but if he's looking,
His son is there.
If he's looking to want to, I'm not talking about he'd leave to San Antonio and play for the next 10 years.
No,
if
not
you're
even.
Talking about he wants a title.
Yeah,
and he could be a mentor to Wembanyama.
Yeah, but he could be a mentor to his own son, like the Brunsons.
His son stinks.
Well, I don't think he's good, but listen. They said the same thing about Brunson. They said at 6'1", and they played all these people who said, "What a wasted picks the Knicks took."
Brunson. I mean, Brunson's performance on Saturday night in a closeout. I mean, reminded me of like Jordan's, the last shot.
Yes.
Reminded me. I mean, this was going back. I think it was Game 6 in 1980, Magic's rookie year, where he had to come in against Philadelphia. I mean, I think it was like 12. How old was I? Like 12. But I remember the game. He had to come in and play center, and he scored like 42 points.
I remember this.
So that was one. Jordan, this wasn't a closeout game, but I still remember this was an elimination game for the Heat in 2000 Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat are in Boston. They're down 3-2. LeBron scores 45.
Yes.
I think he was like 19 of 25 from the field. He had like 15 rebounds. And then the closeout game against San Antonio, not the game that where Ray Allen hit the 3, but the Game 7, I think he had like 37 points. So Brunson's performance, kind of reminded me of, it was Jordan-esque.
Well, I think Brunson also was playing hurt. Yeah. Did you see where he came down after taking a 3-pointer that went in and landed
on Wemby's, twisted his ankle. He was furious.
They didn't even call that.
He was furious.
Because it would have been number 3.
Right. The one thing about also came out of this year is Wemby is a dirty player.
And he's protected by the league.
Exactly. He's dirty. He should have, there should have been several other flagrant fouls called on him, and he would have been suspended, but the league doesn't want that.
They don't want that.
I mean, they can't suspend what may be the face of the league for the next 15 years, but the guy's dirty. I mean,
he's also light. I think Shaq said it best. He's got to gain some strength.
If Wemby was playing back in the days of the Bad Boys and Riley's Knicks, man, he'd get freaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. If he was doing that stuff to them, they'd whack him. He'd be on the ground in the hospital with a concussion, because I could see Oakley or Anthony Mason just pummel him.
OG did really well on him. Cat did really well on him, and Robinson did really to neutralize him. Now, did he get his points? Of course he's gonna get his points. But if you notice, all that biting and pushing by the third quarter, he started to fade. Yep. In the fourth quarter, you couldn't find him.
I mean, during the year, I think he averaged about 29 minutes a game. He was playing 35, 40 minutes. He was exhausted.
He was tired.
Right. And I think even in the fourth quarter, in Game 5, when he's going to the line and you see him you see what he does. He'll hold him, and he kind of takes a yawn, and then he but his was like a real long yawn. And I was like, this guy is exhausted.
And he was missing.
He missed a free throw.
Now, by no stretch, the Knicks in Game 5 at the beginning look good.
No,
they look exhausted. They look tired. They look.
I mean, I got a text from one of my friends on Saturday. He's like, when the Knicks were down like 31-15 in the second, he's like, "What's going on with the Knicks?" I said, "This is
where they want to be."
He's like, "They're going to lose." I said, "No, they're not." I said, "This is what happened in Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4.
All of them.
This, what? That the first half doesn't mean diddly." I think the only time the Knicks had a lead was in Game 3. They led by 7, and that's the only game they lost. The other games, they were behind. It doesn't mean anything. But, yeah, Jalen Brunson, I think, solidified himself right now. I mean, if you go on Google and say, who are the 10 or 15 greatest Knicks, I think now... I mean, he might have to, is he there with Walt Frazier, Willis Reed? I mean...
He's up there.
He's up there. I mean, I think he's surpassed Patrick Ewing. I think he's, surpassed Pearl Monroe. I think he surpassed Bernard King, as much as I love Bernard King. Latrell, I mean, he's
Houston.
Up there. I'm going to say, the Knicks, DeBusschere, Willis Reed,
Bradley.
Clyde Frazier, Bill Bradley, Jalen Brunson.
And Monroe.
I think even, I think Brunson has even surpassed the Pearl Monroe.
Agreed.
But that's Brunson's, is he number 2? Is he number 3? He's up there. And
without Brunson, the Knicks don't win this series.
No.
It's not even close. And not only did he win the series, he rallied a couple of heroes. OG's, with the right hand, he got that last 2 points. The other kid from Brooklyn, what's his name? Alvarado. Brought in a lot of energy and a lot of teamwork, a lot of high five. He's not the greatest shooter in the world. Neither is Hart. Hart had no points on the game that they won.
He had, 12 or 13 rebounds?
That's the difference.
That's...
He'll work the glass, he'll work the boards.
Right.
He'll play tough defense, but these are defensive guys.
I mean, now, Brunson had 40, basically half the team points.
Yeah, 45.
Right.
Now, do you sign the other center? He's a free agent.
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah. What do you do with that?
Yeah, that's
he doesn't score.
Mitch
if
they let him walk. Okay, you have Cat, but then who's that guy?
Huckabee.
I can't pronounce his name. He played a few minutes in game.
Yeah, like 3 fouls.
Yeah, but
30 seconds.
He's, you can't rely on. Do they go after? I mean, there are some restricted free agents like Jalen Duren from Detroit. Isaiah Hartenstein. There's a team option. I think Oklahoma will pick it up, but imagine if Oklahoma doesn't.
No, they won't.
Hartenstein come back to the Knicks.
No, they'll pick it up.
Yeah, they'll pick it up. So.
And do you like Hartenstein over Robinson?
No, I mean, Robinson, look at that rebound. I mean, the guy's a rebounding machine, but the guy is a liability in terms he can't shoot free throws.
And he doesn't score underneath unless you give him the...
No, I mean, he's not, he's there to be like, oh, Mitchell Robinson played 15, 20 minutes. He scored 2 points and had 15 rebounds, 8 on the offensive boards.
So do you sign him? And then how much is it going to cost to sign him?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I mean, you got to wait. I mean, he's a liability in terms of, teams are going to hack him, so he goes to the free throw line. So in a close game, like they had him out there, but imagine if he got hacked and you're coming down to a 1-2 point game and he's likely going to miss both his free throws.
True.
But yeah, they got a decision with him, Deuce McBride.
What do you do with McBride?
Landry Shamet.
What do you do with those guys? And they're not going to come back.
I mean, their starters are under contract.
Yeah, but they're not going to come back for a 1-year deal at minimum.
No.
So you can't keep them all unless they want to stay.
My guess is they let Mitch walk.
Robinson?
Yeah, I think they'll let him walk. They'll re-sign Shamet.
Mm-hmm.
McBride, I guess maybe, I don't know if he's an unrestricted or restricted. to see what other offers he gets.
Well, I got to ask you a question because
But then let's see who the Knicks draft. The Knicks.
they're going to draft a center.
There's a guy from UConn.
Yeah. They talked about who they're going to, but he has
with
to
the
be there.
24th pick, right? Let's see who they draft.
But
with the 24th
I
pick.
got a question for you. You told me back early, I think in November, we did a show, and you said to me, or sometime earlier in the season, you said that they trading for the guy from Milwaukee,
Giannis.
Cat and McBride, a sign and trade. Still do it? Come on now, be honest.
No. And then you trade Cat, who's their center. Then they keep.
Well, they get the guy from Milwaukee.
No, Giannis is going to Miami. That's where I think he's
Okay, he can go wherever
He's coming
wants.
here. He's coming to Florida.
He can come to Florida.
But he ain't going to make the Heat into a championship team.
It'd be a waste of time to come down here.
So-
He's going to do it for the money.
Right. I mean, if he wants to go to a championship team, I mean, the other team that's been talked about is Boston.
That's where I see him going.
That, at least.
That makes sense.
Now, does that mean you might have to give up maybe Jaylen Brown? I don't know.
I don't know.
You can't have imagine Giannis, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. Oh, my God.
That's a monster
And
team.
then you got Peyton Pritchard. I mean, Jesus.
Boston would
And
be
then- right.
hard to beat.
So,
But what do they get for, what do they give up?
I don't know what Boston's assets are in terms of draft picks off the top of my head. I don't know what they're
Well, they're always in the playoffs, so
But-
they can't be
right.
great.
going to have to get. I mean, they give up Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown.
Brown, I can see them
I
getting
mean,
rid
I
of.
think Jason Tatum is untouchable.
Yeah, no, he's
I
not
think
gonna-
Pritchard is untouchable. I mean, the guy is a monster shooter. But yeah, it's a good question.
And he's definitely going to get
I
traded.
mean, Giannis. Yeah, I mean, coming to Miami. Okay, you're not going to win a championship. So if Giannis is like, I want to go to a championship contending team, you have Boston.
Boston has been rumored to be sniffing around.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say the Knicks, but
Nah.
what the Knicks have to give up, and I don't
But
know.
would you break the core of this team up?
No, I wouldn't.
It's ridiculous. Now, are they going to be one step slower next year?
I mean, Brunson's 30. I mean, Josh Hart's 31. Hart wasn't on the team in the repeat. Mikal Bridges, I think, the same age as Brunson. Hart's a year or two older. Cat is Cat, I think, came out in 3 years before. Cat's, I think, 32 or 33.
And how old is the guy from Milwaukee?
Giannis will be 32, I think, towards like the end of the calendar year.
And you like
I think
Giannis?
I think he's the same age more or less as Josh Hart, maybe a year younger than Cat.
You like Giannis better than Cat? After what you just saw?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you can't. It's Giannis.
You think Giannis will play defense the way Cat did and sacrifice his body, get all those fouls?
If he came to the Knicks, he better. That's the thing. He's going to have to learn how to play defense.
Yeah, but then you have to start all over and teach him.
No, I think Giannis. I mean, I think if he's into the money, he'll come to Miami. You don't have to pay tax.
That's what I think he's going to do.
If he wants a championship, makes sense. Boston.
But what is Boston going to do to get rid of him?
Yeah.
To get him in? What they're going to get rid of?
At least with Miami, they'll get rid of Hero, probably Khalil Ware, their lottery pick, and maybe what's his name, Nikola Jovic. So
But they're going to want a lot.
yeah. So the Heat will have to re-sign Norman Powell. You know, it'll be
Trading sign and trade?
and then they'll have Powell, Davian Mitchell, and then their front court could be Jaquez, and then Giannis, and then Bam in the middle. I mean, is that a championship-winning team? No. Is that a team that's going to be good enough not to bypass the play-in? Yes. And on that note, we'll take a commercial break.
What happens when the mind of a healer crosses over into the darkness of the human soul? From authors David Icovetti, Dr. Gil Lichtshein, and Yolanda DeLuca comes a chilling psychological thriller, Dr. Mensch, A Prescription for Evil. This gripping novel follows a respected Boca Raton psychiatrist who secretly descends into madness, transforming into a modern-day king of the underworld. Inspired by true events and Dr. Gil's childhood connection to a mob family, this story blurs the line between sanity and evil, genius and destruction. Unforgettable, disturbing, impossible to put down. Get your copy today on Amazon.com. Dr. Mensch, A Prescription for Evil, a 2020 psychological crime thriller. You're listening to Dr. Mensch with child and adolescent psychiatrist Dr. Gil Lichtshein. For a copy of his powerful new book, Dr. Mensch's Prescription for Evil, visit Amazon.com. For more information or to schedule a consultation, contact Dr. Gil directly at 561-300-4052 or visit docgil.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hello, Dr. Gil Lichtshein, a.k.a. Dr. Mensch, back here with Freddie Santori, talking about the Knicks. One thing, on Saturday night after the Knicks won, you had all the celebrating in New York City, and you had all these kind of like people that got a little out of control.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like a big thing happened. A lot of people that probably were celebrating weren't alive when the last time the Knicks won, or if so, I can understand. But keep it restrained. There's no reason to
They were burning buses.
people to get violent and burn things and break things.
Crazy.
And I think there were some shootings. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're going to have a parade on Thursday, hoping that that's going to be calm and level-headed, and no one's going to get hurt. There'll be no arrests. But I mean, I would say to people out there, when you have like a big event like that, like a team winning a sports championship, or you have now the World Cup in all these different cities, like people are celebrating, like there's no reason to things to get out of control. It's probably a lot has to do with people drinking, being intoxicated, inebriated, and you kind of do stupid things. But if you can't handle your liquor, don't drink. Enjoy.
True.
Enjoy that, whether it's the Knicks victory, the USA victory in the World Cup, or Carolina won the Stanley Cup. I don't think I heard on the news last night about people getting cars being burned or whatever, vandalized in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina.
No.
But I mean, New Yorkers, just take it easy. Act civilized. You don't want the actions of a few, or compared to like the thousands that may say attend the parade. You don't want the actions of a few hundred or a few thousand ruin things, result in, let's say, the parade, not saying being canceled, but let's say ending early or curtailing some of the festivities. People just need to learn to, celebrate, but celebrate, appropriately.
That's right. Do you know that the Knicks team is 72 and 69 did not get a parade?
Really?
Look it up. True fact. They did not.
I think the last time there was a big parade was when the Giants won their second
in 2012,
which was 15 years ago, right? I mean, you had the Giants twice,
mm-hmm.
and then before that was the Yankees. I mean, that's been.
Well, the Mets won in '86.
Oh wait, no, the Yankees. What was in '09? You had the Giants in 12, Giants in 07 or 08 rather, Yankees in 09, and then you have the Yankees, 96, 90, 98, 99, 2000. And then before that, you got to go Rangers. I was watching last night. Just found it on HBO. ESPN. ESPN 30 for 30, June 17th, 1994. So it got me thinking, because, that happened to be Game 5 of the 1994 NBA Finals in the Garden, the same day that the Rangers had their parade for winning the Stanley Cup,
Right.
and there was the whole O.J. Simpson. I still remember like it was yesterday. And I still remember watching Game 5 on TV. It was a Friday night, and all of a sudden you have like Bob Costas kind of being the intermediary between Tom Brokaw and Marv Albert, and they're having like split screen of watching like Patrick Ewing battling Akeem Olajuwon, or John Starks and Anthony Mason against Kenny Smith and Robert Horry and Clyde Drexler, and you have Al Collins in a white Bronco driving. I think he was driving down the 5, or was it the 405? I don't remember. From wherever to Brentwood. But I mean,
it's been a while.
So it's been a while. The New York really has had a dearth of these type of parades over the last 30 years. So, but again, people just be civilized, act appropriately, cheer the Knicks, enjoy, relish, but, don't start burning things and breaking things and shooting. Don't bring your guns and start shooting up places and vandalizing businesses or cars, or attacking each other because you may not have you said something different, whatever. It's just there's no need of for that. Sports is above. Sports is here to bring together. That's what I loved about Friday night watching the USA beat Paraguay. It was just so moving to see the Star Spangled Banner played, and then the game was in LA, and you're thinking like, okay, maybe people in LA are gonna like, oh, we hate America and this and that, but they were so together for the Star Spangled Banner, and when to hear USA and the chanting when the Americans scored goal after goal after goal was great. And let's continue this for the World Cup. Sports is supposed to unite people, not divide. That's why I can't stand when athletes get political. It's like, no. You want to talk politics, keep it to yourself. Don't make it public. Sports is to unite people. Doesn't matter what background you're from, what political viewpoints, what race, religion, whatever.
When does USA play again?
I think they play Friday against Australia, who beat actually Turkey. That was considered the favorite for that group. So
really?
This is an important game for the USA, because if they beat Australia, they more or less are into the knockout stage, because
really just 2 games?
Well, no, that'll be the 3rd game against Turkey. But if they beat Australia, and if let's say they beat them by like a couple goals, they're more or less assured, because even if they lose to Turkey, they'll have 1 loss, and then they'll have goal differential is a tiebreaker that they use. So they won their first match by 3 goals. So again, congratulations to the New York Knicks. Unfortunately, it means the end of the basketball season. We have to wait till football in August. So maybe we'll talk again about baseball.
Absolutely.
This is Dr. Gil Lichtshein, aka Dr. Mensch, wishing you all a good evening and a great rest of your week. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for Dr. Mensch with Dr. Gil Lichtshein, helping you navigate the world of mental health with clarity and care. If you or someone you love needs support, you're not alone. Treatment works and recovery is possible. To schedule a consultation or discuss non-medication therapies, personalized treatment plans, or psychiatric care, contact Dr. Gil directly at 561-300-4052 or visit docgil.com. You can catch us each week on South Florida Oldies Radio and streaming across all social platforms. Until next time.